Hey, what's going on, guys? Tobin here with you. Boots on the ground tonight at the Heat's house as they were able to get a win over the Utah Jazz. They win 119 to 115. Bam Adebayo with the big stop at the end of the game to seal this. Tyler Herro with the big onions three to lift Miami and give them the lead and ultimately get this one to the finish line. It was I'll tell you, it was a big team effort from everybody in this one. It really was. I thought this was one of the more complete team efforts of the season. Starting off with Gabe Vincent, who really got things off to a fantastic start. He was doing it all. I mean, he was hitting shots from downtown. He was ripping dudes for steals. He was getting guys going on the break. So I thought, Gabe Vincent was absolutely tremendous. His shooting's been a little bit up and down, a little teeter-totter, but he was fantastic tonight. He was not missing. He was a team high plus 15 and doing a lot of big things for Miami. But of course, when it comes to kind of dictating the pace of things, it can get a little bit herky-jerky. And you had that whole, getting off to a good start, going to be balanced out probably with a quarter where it's a little bit helter-skelter for Miami. And I don't know who the hell this guy was for the Jazz. All respect. Never heard of him in my life. Simone Fontecchio. This guy, and I'm sorry I have to Italian it up. I don't feel like I could pronounce it even close to how I'm supposed to say it. So, Simone, I apologize off the bat, dude. I've just never seen you ball like that. And, listen, credit to you. You were kicking our ass up and down the court. The guy had 23 points tonight. He was 5 of 11 from downtown. He couldn't be stopped. It was incredible. I mean, and I was like, well, where did this guy come from? Who is he? Why is he absolutely breaking the Heat over his over his knee? What the hell is going on here? So they had issues stopping him. They had issues stopping Lauri Markkanen just all night. Lauri Markkanen put up 38 points tonight and was, just continuing his all-star ways. That dude has found such a home in Utah, and I don't know if this was a thing by design or, if this just happened to, I don't know if that curmudgeon Danny Ainge scouted this and he happened to know that Lauri Markkanen was going to turn into this. But the dude is, that it was scary every time that he rose up and shot. He took 12 from downtown tonight. And he missed 6. Every one of those 6, I thought that was going to go in. He just had that kind of hand tonight. So you were certainly worried about Markkanen, but the Simone dude, I don't know who the hell that was, and he was killing us. And then Rudy Gay had this weird run in the fourth quarter, which was scaring me too, because he had a Zorro mask on. And I mean, Rudy Gay probably just always showing out against the Heat because he's wanted to be on the Heat forever. It's not a Heat trade season if there's not Rudy Gay trade fodder that's out there. So it was it left you a little nervous. But here's the thing, it's you sit there on media row, we're all like, this, that, we're overreacting to everything that goes on to a game, and then ultimately we know how this is going to go. The Heat are going to be down 2 or up 3 or within 5. Within the last 2 minutes of a game, they'll probably give up the lead. They'll get back the lead. Then they'll be shooting for the win, or they'll be trying to hold on for the win. That's exactly how this game went. And along the way, there'll be some interesting things like Jimmy Butler being a complete battering ram today and his hair coming undone in the middle of the game. And so he looked even more like just an absolute behemoth who was just going to, I think at one point it looked like he broke Kelly Olynyk's ribs, and those guys are friends. And Jimmy Butler looked like he just was like a heat-seeking missile, Bones Jones style, just towards KO's ribs. And of course, Jimmy's getting the free throws. He was a monster tonight. 13 of 15 from the line. Even Bam was impressed with this.
I mean, it makes all our lives easier. He's playing the passing lanes. He's doing the little stuff, and he's still shooting 15 free throws. That is amazing. He's shooting 15 free throws a game. So, I mean, that's the game right there for him.
But Jimmy actually, it was interesting, coming out of a timeout, the Heat, they call timeout, and Jimmy actually comes out and after Walker Kessler, he gets this lob. It's 3:42 left. They come out of the timeout. Jimmy Butler, 3. Boom. Miami has the lead. And then he goes and he erases Walker Kessler with a layup. And then goes right back to the free throw line. But he did miss them both. But there was a hell of a sequence by Jimmy Butler. He really was tremendous. And then this just persona that he has where he just likes to beat people up is just so him, and he comes to the media room tonight and he's shirtless because that's how he came to the game. He did this one time, I think the year after the bubble finals, and I remember he's like, well, this is how I came to the game and this is how I'm going out. And he did the same thing today where he walks like Jimmy Butler. I'm in the locker room getting ready to talk to Tyler Herro. Jimmy Butler he's not finished. It looks like he's not finished getting dressed. And he just goes down to the media room, the interview room. And I asked one of the Heat media guys, I was like, is Jimmy talking? He goes, yeah. He left. He went to go talk. So I call like the last minute of Jimmy Butler. But I was talking to Tyler Herro at the time. We'll get to that in just a second. But Jimmy did talk about just the hitting the threes, but like he really enjoys just battering people and going to the line.
He does tell me to shoot more threes, but I just feel like if I start shooting too many threes and there's not enough, paint attacks, and I can shoot more threes, I don't want to. I want to play bully ball. I want to run in there and run into people. I like a physical game, but every now and again I'll take and make some threes.
But I honestly think outside of Jimmy's heroics and Jimmy's, ability to carry this team, which he's just been doing now since the All-Star break, and he's had a tremendous year. I thought that both Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro both needed the big moments that they had today, because I think both have been a little bit up and down and not play with the consistency that the team really needs. And Tyler tonight, I mean, this dude couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat today. He was 1 for 9 from downtown. Actually had a fairly aggressive game because he was getting to the free throw line at a pretty good rate, which is one of the things I love to see from Tyler. But just was, just couldn't buy a jump shot today. Couldn't buy a three. And this mother bleeper, 1 of 9 from the field, hits the go-ahead shot to put the Heat up from downtown. Just a beautiful shot, game winner, boy wonder. That dude, and he sunk the Jazz twice this year. Remember, he rang in the new year with a game winner, and just does it again to Utah, right in Danny Ainge's face, because Danny Ainge loves him some Tyler Herro, and just sticks it right to him. And asked Tyler about this after the game, and as John Calipari said, the kid's got giant elephant balls, and he just exudes that confidence.
Tyler, when you get a three like that, they're not going down for you the game. Are you feeling that the next one's going to go down, next one's going to go down? Is there slight adjustments that are happening when you get to that moment where you get the shot that takes the lead?
No, I just shoot the same shot every time, and sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. That's part of basketball. And, you got to mentally be prepared. If shots are falling, you got to be mentally strong enough to be able to take that shot at the end of the game and make it. A lot of guys go 1 for 9 and they want to shoot that last shot. And some might say it's a bad shot, but I'm going to stay confident and shoot the ball no matter what I'm shooting from the field. I do not care. I will shoot, and that's what I do.
What can you say, man? The guy lives for those moments. No matter what, he loves to stand up and come through and make the shots when his team. I felt Jimmy was feeding him too. Jimmy was like looking at him in these moments. He's like, "Come on, kid." It wasn't like you could just tell like he really wanted Tyler to get it in these moments. And I do think that's one of the things you like about Jimmy is Jimmy is a guy who I think he knows those times he has to take over. He can feel the temperature of the game, but he genuinely is a guy that likes to trust his teammates too. And it was probably a very frustrating game for Orlando, and I think that a lot of Heat fans, myself included, felt like the sky was falling a little bit, wondering is Jimmy going to even want to stick around for this? I think sometimes we forget that this is their job, and they have been dealing with this up and down emotions for the whole season, and I don't think it phases them like we do. Like, they go in there today, locker room's a party, they're blasting music, they're having a good time. I don't think that hangover hurts them nearly like it hurts Heat Nation. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think for them, it's their profession. I think they kind of have to move on. You have to turn the page. And you don't really harbor what had happened a couple of days ago for them. But it was, I think, an important full team win. Gabe doing awesome. I thought Kyle gave good minutes today. I thought Kevin Love was doing some nice things for this team. Victor Oladipo had a really nice day off the bench for Miami. And then Bam, a huge defensive play at the end of this game to really seal the deal. He was awesome. Here was Adebayo on the game, on that after the game.
Just made a great play, man. That's been that's been one of my things. Somehow make something out of nothing and come up with a big block instead of the game.
So they get this one. They'll be back at it against the Memphis Grizzlies coming up on Wednesday, as that'll wrap up their homestand. News out of that, Ja Morant is apparently checking into a counseling center or getting counseling in Florida, actually. So, wish all the best to Ja Morant and everything that's going on with that situation. So looks like he will not be in action. I don't believe he was going to be anyway, because they had said, it was going to be 4 games. Now it seems like there's no timetable for his return. So he will not be there, but that Grizzlies team, still very talented, still very dangerous. So the Heat cannot let their guard down when it comes to that. Be an interesting one, but they really need to get on this kind of consistent run. It's just, it is a tough thing to rely on them or think that they're going to be able to do it because of how herky-jerky they've been all season. But here they go with now a dozen games left.